Today I'm talking about your response to God and His character. This is part 1, and it comes from Psalm 139, verses 19 through 22. Verse 19, "Oh, that you would slay the wicked, O God! Depart from me, therefore, you bloodthirsty men." Verse 20, "For they speak against you wickedly. Your enemies take your name in vain." Verse 21, "Do not I hate them, O Lord, who hate you? And do I not loathe those who rise up against you? I hate them with a perfect hatred. I count them my enemies." That's quite the language there in those verses. So far in Psalm chapter 139, verses 1 through 18, it's been very positive as it discusses the wonderful character of God. But all of a sudden in verse 19, the scene changes. Now, as the psalmist has been through lots of frustrations from those kind of people, they really were against God. And so as the psalmist refreshed his mind about the greatness of God, and then he gets to view those people who hate God, what was his response? It's a very strong response. Now, in part 1, verses 19 through 22 will show that response, and later on, verse 23 and 24 will be shown later. But right now, let's talk about this first part. He says, those bloodthirsty people, he says, away with them. Now, what does bloodthirsty mean? These are the kind of people that just don't care about being fair. They don't care about doing right or respecting or cherishing people. They just don't care at all. They're interested in themselves. They're out to destroy and even kill people. And David says, I don't want to have anything to do with them. Also, it says they speak against God wickedly. Now, the world in which we live, people do hate God. There's no doubt about it. Here in America, it seems more and more there's this push for people to not talk about God. I noticed even Christian people don't talk about God so much. And the world says yes, now that gives them more opportunity to rebel against God. Now, it seems strange to me that what is right and respectful for God now is viewed as wrong. And the sin that rebellion against God so far now is becoming acceptable. What a total change in our moral compass. But what should a response be? Can we still cooperate and agree with those people who hate God? Is that a right response? Of course not. They're taking God's name in vain. That means they're speaking evil about who our God is. Now, whoever is loyal to God, should they be cooperating with those kind of people? No. We need to continue our strong and faithful support of who God is. Be allegiance in every way to Him. God, who is all-knowing, all-caring, He holds us in His hand, all those positive characteristics we've learned. If we know that about God, how can we ever cooperate with those kind of wicked people? We need to disassociate ourselves from them because we know that God is better. So come back tomorrow for part 2 of this response.